Action. Thank you. I'm going to be honest. It was a shit show. Sumber. Oh, Cindy's too extra. I have questions. One, where the hell did you get a pineapple? I have to start over on that, don't I? You don't really have any business to say anything. People are like, no, Cindy, you're really funny. I'm like, I know, right? Hi everyone, welcome back to Bottle Girl Diaries. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Cindy. We have taken a very long break. We have not recorded a video for you since January, but I'm here to open up about that and kind of let you guys know what's been going on in my life. Before we get started, I want you to take a moment to keep it cute and subscribe to our channel just by clicking below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I wanted to open up to you guys about is kind of what's happened in my life, a lot of exciting things, definitely a lot of transitions for me to get used to. So first thing that happened was obviously, quarantine happened last year and I didn't work for 15 months. And with that, I got so used to kind of moving through my life at my own pace. Like I didn't have a time to be anywhere, a time to be at work. And I actually really took the time to go within and really get in touch with who I was, grounding myself. I got baptized. I kind of got in tune with my spirituality. I started meditating. I needed that time to really slow down because I felt like I was always on the go. I moved out of my roommate's house into my own apartment, which I'm super excited about. It's my first time living on my own in quite some time, ever since I moved here from Utah. So I'm really excited about that, but it was a huge transition. It was something that happened really fast. And with that being said too, one of the reasons why we took a break from recording was because my cameraman and editor, of course, Brian Spinelli, he was in law school. And so with that, there just wasn't, our schedules just weren't able to, coordinate with each other accordingly. And I just really needed some time to take a break. Also, I felt like my creative stream was really blocked and I just needed a moment to think what kind of content do I want to bring to you guys this year and what can I do to amp the channel and make things better. Obviously without working, I had to be really strict with my budget. So I am going to be getting some new equipment, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I have started a new job and I've got some I have to start over on that, don't I? So if you haven't seen the hype already, I am at IU Beach Club, but I'm working at the night. So the theme is called IU Nights, and that's just temporary until the opening of Zouk nightclub opens. And these venues are inside the brand new resort that's opened. It's called Resort World, and it's kind of diagonally kitty corner from the Wynn. This is actually one of the biggest projects to hit the Strip since the Cosmopolitan was built, which I think was over 10 years ago. I want to say that this was a $5.5 billion project. And when I tell you that these guys have money, it's like crazy rich Asians. There's literally no other way to put it but crazy rich Asians. The grand opening was insane. It was on the last Thursday of June. And our venue, IU, wasn't even open yet. So we held the grand opening activation, obviously, throughout the casino and at the resort pool, which is absolutely gorgeous. Everybody was there. Tiesto played, Paris Hilton played, Kendall Jenner showed up. Who else? I think Usher was there, Wiz Khalifa, a couple of other celebrities, athletes, rappers. It was kind of anyone and everyone was there, and it was very, very mesmerizing. And also the fireworks show was amazing. We all know fireworks cost a lot of money, and to top that off, there's this big screen that's showing on the side of the hotel, the casino. So if Tiesto's playing, you get to see it. And so it's I kind of thought about it this way, there's a lot of people and tourists who come to Vegas and just love to walk the Strip, right? And it gives those people the experience to see if Tiesto's playing, or, for example, we had Miley Cyrus on the 4th of July, and being able to see that, there's people that really can't afford or they have the budget to go into a venue because just our cover fee alone can sometimes be pretty high. So I think that that's kind of a really cool experience. And so it feels good to be a part of a resort that's giving the Strip a different experience. Yeah, so Resort World, you can find me at IU Beach Club for right now, IU Nights, and then Zouk Nightclub should be opening at the end of summer. Please don't quote me on that because, sometimes they might decide to open earlier or maybe a little bit later, but projected to open, I think, at the end of summer, maybe Labor Day weekend. Summer. Spinelli, is that a season? Summer? Cool, I'll take it. Summer. I haven't been behind the camera in a long time, so you'll have to forgive me. I think that I've actually forgot how to speak to you guys. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go right into my Q&A. I took these questions from both of my Instagram handles, Bottle Girl Diaries, and my personal page, I am Cindy Nansiri, to shed some light on the questions that I've been getting asked as I've kind of been MIA from the channel. So let me pull them up. Let's see here. This guy's like, can I Venmo you $100 for your feet? Bro, it's $200 per foot. Okay, hold on. Question number 1. This is actually from a previous coworker of mine. I worked with her at Jewel. She's the best. She's asking, what does IU offer you compared to everywhere that you've worked? That's actually a really good question. I would say that they're really encouraging. Okay, so opening up a new venue is very challenging. Not only do we have a lot of things to iron out, but we have people that haven't worked together ever. There's a lot of girls who are new that have never worked in the industry before, and I'll definitely go into that. But I would say that they're just very encouraging. Anytime you sell something or upsell, they're like, go you. When I've been to other venues, and I'm not gonna say where, but if you sell a 3-liter champagne, which is about this big, for those of you who don't know what 3-liter is, it's literally a bottle about this big. It's a pretty expensive bottle. Usually I think they start out at $3,000, maybe $4,000, and then they go up from there depending on what you get. But it's just kind of at the other venues, they'd be like, we'll do better. That comes in a 6-liter. But here they're like, oh my gosh, good job. I just feel like there's a little bit more moral support and encouragement. I also feel like this company is really serious about making money, making profit, as to where, and I don't want to say any names, but I've seen venues open and fail just because some of the executives are there just to kind of play, I don't know, kind of just go after the waitresses, and they're kind of chasing tail. And one thing I know about these crazy rich Asians is they're about their money. They're not about all the other stuff. So I would say that I think that it's going to be successful. I don't think that they're going to let it fail. They're putting a lot of money into it. And one thing I know is, in order for a business to be successful, you've got to put in money to generate money, to generate the revenue. So I also like that it's something new to the Strip. It's kind of like a Tulum vibe, very beautiful venue. I'm not going to lie, everybody that's walked in has said, holy shit. This venue is beautiful. Obviously, there's still some moving parts and things that we're working through and things that we have to iron out. But so before you guys come into our venue, any industry people that have come in and already started talking shit, you guys firsthand know what it's like to open up a venue. So you don't really have any business to say anything. But I think what IU has to offer is, I just feel like it's a family-oriented place to work. I feel very valued and appreciated there. I also feel like I can be myself. At other venues, I felt like I couldn't be myself. Oh, Cindy's too extra. I think it's sometimes stupid to have to water your personality down because other people are uncomfortable with your confidence. And believe it or not, it's not just your peer coworkers. It's mostly your managers. And yeah. And I mean, I don't know who's gonna see this, but if the shoe fits, wear it. But I'm tired of watering myself down. I'm not doing that anymore. It's 2021. We're post-pandemic. I've got a great job that I'm excited about, and I just feel really appreciated at this venue. I feel like my energy is appreciated, and this is where I'm gonna put my all into it and really help this venue grow. And I think that also too, with this venue being so new and the casino, just the resort itself, just there's more room for growth. And I think that that's where I was stuck in some of the other places, was there was no room for growth. And this is where I think there's room for growth should I want to stay in the hospitality industry and possibly move up in a position. Next question, how to invest and save working on the industry? Well, I have to be honest, that's something that's been a challenge for me. I think that most waitresses are like this. We think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make $1,000 tonight, so I can go blow that the night before. But if you don't make that 1,000 back, then you're short. I'm still learning through this, and it's something that if there's a bit of advice I could say is like, you have to be good with your money. And I think that some of the struggles that I've gone through, and I've gone from making X amount of dollars, 120K a year, to 60K, and it doesn't matter how much money you make as long as you know how to manage it. As far as investing goes, for myself personally, I would like to learn how to invest in real estate, not necessarily sell it, but I'd like to invest in like properties. I would just say being smart with your money, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Like, you really don't need every Christian Dior bag that comes out, Louis Vuitton, because really at the end of the day, like, you're just trying to impress people that really don't give a fuck about you. They really don't. You shouldn't have to buy designer things to fit in or to feel like you fit into somewhere. And that's something that I even had to come to terms with myself. Next question. What's your favorite part of all the craziness? I love to fucking people watch. Like, at the Resort World, at the grand opening, there was this guy dancing around with a pineapple. And I'm like, okay, I have questions. One, where the hell did you get a pineapple? Like, where did you steal that from in our venue? And why hasn't anybody taken that from you? And what's even more funny is like one of my managers, rather than addressing it, just like recorded it. And I was just laughing at her the whole time. Favorite part about all the craziness too is, okay, so the first night of us opening at IU, I'm going to be honest, it was a fucking shit show. I was stressed. I mean, I've been in this industry for a long time, but when you take 15 months off of work, like, you kind of forget that rhythm. But my favorite part about it is just seeing how beautifully everybody has come together, especially us waitresses, our bussers, the bartenders, everybody's a team, even down to our security. It's kind of beautiful to see how everybody works together to want the best for IU and for Zook. And, so it went from like the first day of being a complete shit show to the second day being partial shit show to the third and the fourth day working. Everybody's tired, and we're working like 12 to 14 hour shifts. I kid you not. We're clocking in at 7 p.m. We're not getting out till 7 a.m. Therefore, I'm trying to sleep till 3 or 4 and just literally have time to get up. And I have like a start of my day morning routine that I do. And that I'm eating and literally getting ready for work all over again. And so it was beautiful to know that everybody just literally stuck it out. I mean, we have waitresses and bussers that worked some doubles, some triples, some quads between 4 nights, and everybody is just like drained, but like pulls it together because they know the potential that we have to make a lot of money and really put out there like an impact and our enthusiasm of promoting our new venue. So I think out of all the craziness, it's kind of just seeing how beautifully things can really come together when you want it. I am so fucking proud of being a part of IU Nights and our waitress team in general. We have such a great morale, and I'm not throwing any jabs, but like, there are just some waitresses, just their whole team is just lacking that morale of working together and being catty. And ours, I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud to be a part of a team with like such good energy. And because we have that together, I think we're going to be really successful the rest of the summer. Like, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much money we've made. There were some issues going on with the computer system, and that's not any manager's fault. It's not any executive's fault. It's just kind of something that happens when you're trying to get a new resort generated and going. And I don't know how much money we've made, but I'm pretty sure that it was great. And either way, I'm just happy and grateful to be working again and be a part of the team. So I would just say, out of all the craziness, it's also like giving myself like a pat on the back, because I made it through a really restless weekend. It was late nights, long hours, sometimes I couldn't take a break. You can, and we are pushed to take a break. We are encouraged to take a break, I should say, but there's just peak times when you really can't. So, but the most beautiful thing is just seeing everything come together and feeling very appreciated by our managers and our higher ups. This girl asks, is who you know very important when trying to get into the industry? Yes, it can help you get into somewhere, because once you've built a good rapport with someone or a couple of people, they kind of know your work ethic. They know how you move. They know how you carry yourself when you're working and when you're not working, which is very important. But also, it can hurt you. Like, if you've done something stupid and like dated a higher up's brother or sister. You know, if you shit where you eat, it can actually backfire on you. Next question. What are your plans after you work in the bottle service and hospitality industry? You know, that's a really good question. I think when I first started this channel, I was really fixated on finding a career, and I wanted to go to esthetician school. I don't know if you guys remember, like many episodes back, I was like, hey guys, I'm going to start esthetician school. It was going to be at Nima Aesthetics. I never started, and I don't know what it was, but every time I tried to start, it was like the universe kept having all these chaotic things happen to stop me from going. I finally took it as a sign, like maybe that's not what I'm supposed to be doing, not at least right now. I think that only society, I've realized a lot, only society places you in a category of where you should be by your age, by your gender, where you grew up. I think that's bullshit. I think everybody has their own journey. And if that means that somebody has 5 different hustles, like maybe they work in the industry as a waitress, busser, security, or whatever. Maybe they have like a little ice cream shop or something. Maybe they invest their money in stocks, crypto, Bitcoin. That's fine. Some people have a career where they went to school for, 6 years for it. Some people have a regular 9 to 5. Some people work in the industry, all of which is acceptable and okay. And I had to accept that myself because I was placing a timeline because of, my age. But I'm like, you know what? You're not your age or your energy. Like, this is the best I've ever felt and looked in my entire life. And so for as long as I can make this money and be in this industry because I love it, it's fucking fun and I make great money doing it, I'm going to continue to do it, and I don't care what anybody else says. So as far as where I want to be outside of the industry, what I want to be is happy. I want to be happy. I want to be traveling with whomever I end up with. I want to be, financially stable enough to where I can take care of my family who's helped me get to where I'm at. Yes, I would probably like to be, kind of on my way out of the industry. But again, most importantly, I just want to be happy. And I want to just be content with my own path and my own journey and not comparing it to anybody else's. So eventually I would like this channel to expand. So I do have some plans plans and goals and hopes and dreams for Bottle Girl Diaries. I have to keep that very quiet, but if it happens the way that I want it to, I might not have to work very hard, or maybe I will because more money, more problems. How do you get in the industry that you're in? Okay. So we've gone over this before. There's an episode with Panda, you'll see. So definitely that's one to refer back to, but I'm going to go ahead and reiterate it for you. First things first, auditions are usually in January and February. You want to prep 3 to 4 months out and be at your best physique. I recommend, if you can afford one, get a trainer. If not, you have YouTube, Instagram, all those other sources to you to help you, come up with a good workout plan. Put yourself on a great diet. I would say be very active and up to date on your social media. Just show that you are somebody that's very socially outgoing, that you know how to brand yourself, that you know how to network. I would follow like any venues. For example, like on Instagram, you want to follow Marquee, you want to follow, IU, you want to follow The Win, Excess. Those pages will give you the tools on when those auditions are. They usually post the flyers a couple months before. That gives you some time. I would recommend that if you're going to come out here to Vegas, if you're not from here, that you stay with a friend, because sometimes you will have back-to-back interviews. That's kind of what happened to me. Pretty much, you want to prep for auditions. Keep in mind you are going to have to audition in a bikini because it is a model cocktail position. So they do prefer you to be just at your best. I've seen girls that are blonde, brunette, Asian, black, white. There's all types of shapes and sizes of waitresses. So I definitely don't think that you need to ever feel discouraged if you don't look like, this girl or that girl. Be very confident in yourself. And I would also know some upselling techniques with champagnes, get to know, premium vodkas, get to know your wines and other spirits, get to know the types of tequilas there are, Blanco, Añejo, Reposado. I would get to know these things. And if none of this makes sense to you because it's not the language you speak, then YouTube is also a very good tool. Maybe we'll obviously take some time to do an episode to teach you guys those things. I definitely think that would be helpful. So I would just say be prepared for auditions every January and February. What else? I liked this question actually. This guy asked me, do you meditate? So when we were shut down, I do meditate, or I started meditating, and it really helped me a lot. Like, I used to be such an anxious person, and like a bottle of spilled milk, I would be fucking crying and just all hell would break loose. But now I've just learned to like flow through things and just be in the present moment. One thing that meditation has taught me is just learning how to be present with people that are in front of you. Like, I actually try to put my phone down now if I go to lunch with people or dinner, like, yes, I might check my phone, but like I try not to, be on it. Meditation has helped me a lot because I actually read something, I think it was like in a psychology book, that like the first 20 minutes of your day starts the spirit of your day. I will say that lately my life's been very fast paced. Like, we were in training for 2 weeks and all day from like 11 to 7 or, basically 10 to 6. And so I can say I steered away from meditating. And with that being said, I can feel a difference in my energies. So I am going to start meditating again. I actually like that question. More people need to talk about that. Great YouTube channel. Do you ever get discouraged when planning your next videos? I wouldn't say discouraged, but I do hit a roadblock of like, what can I do next? What can I do to make it more fun? What kind of content do people want to see? And so when I tell you guys, hey, like, ask me a question or give me some ideas, I'm genuinely like asking for help, that I need your guys' input. So if you guys are watching, please DM me, whether it's my, Bottle Girl Diaries page or my personal page, or comment below on our channel if you're a subscriber, and just like let us know some things that you want to hear or topics you want us to cover. But I don't get discouraged. But I will say this, when I look back on like the first couple videos, I fucking cringe. Like, okay, first of all, why would I start a YouTube channel during quarantine when I'm fat? Like, I really think that, like, okay, I'm not gonna say I was fat, but like, I was definitely not in shape. I was not eating the best foods because at one point in time, we didn't have like the fresh meats. So I was eating like frozen pizzas and shit. And I really wasn't in the gym properly because the gyms were closed down. Like, I cringe. And I'm like, I sounded so robotic. And I think that like when I first started the channel, like I kind of was more trying to be like so serious, as in like a fucking news channel. But then as time went by, people were like, no, Cindy, you're really funny. I'm like, I know, right? But they're like, you're really funny, like show more of your personality. So now I'm just like kind of just flowing with it. But yeah, I don't get discouraged. I do get discouraged when I can't like think about, what I want to bring out next. And it was a little challenging when, Spinelli and I couldn't find the time to record, let alone edit. Like, I think that his schedule was a little bit more booked up than mine, but we're like a team, so it's kind of something that I can't, do alone, if that makes sense. What's the longest makeup session you've had? I do get my hair and makeup done a lot for, photo shoots. Sometimes we have, events for work. An average makeup session, hair and makeup, takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then 20 minutes of selfie time, of course. But if it's like special graphics makeup, like the ones that we did for IU, I don't know, sometimes those could be like 2.5 hours. They take a little bit longer. So that's all the questions that I was sent. I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate that you guys have actually kind of been like nudging me, like, hey, when are you gonna, record another episode? I really appreciate that. So today I obviously got a little bit more personal and answered some of the questions that you guys have been asking, even over time that we kind of went MIA from the channel. I do apologize for that. And, I hope that you guys understand that I'm human, but I still want to bring you guys great, fun content. Hopefully by the next episode, we'll have some new equipment. I also have some really fun, hot guests coming on the channel, so stay tuned for that. But that's all today on Bottle Girl Diaries. To stay updated on the latest and upcoming episodes, don't forget to click that subscribe button below. And follow us on Instagram at Bottle Girl Diaries Official, or you can get more personal with me at I am Cindy Nansiri, and I will see you guys next time. Bye now.